What's going on? Welcome to the video. In this one, I want to talk about methods of securement. This is something that is always going on or not going on inside of your prospect's individual journey when it comes to discovering your business and your marketing. So this is something I realized in my own interaction with good content or good music, stuff like that. It's just like, during COVID-19 or just any time where things become scarce, that the toilet paper goes flying off the shelves, the fuel pumps go completely empty, and there's these big lines of people just trying to get the basic essentials. And that's because of self-preservation. People are trying to secure for self what matters most in dire situations. And so the thing I want to teach you in this quick video is that these are things that we can engineer to occur within our prospects for our businesses that will cause them to want to secure our content because it's just that valuable to them. And this can happen through the 6 things I've listed here, but that's just the beginning. But it's things like a self-sent text and a self-sent email. This is something that I do when I want to make sure I don't lose something. If I find a really good PDF or a really good website and I want to make sure that I don't lose track of it and I want to secure it for myself because I see value in it, what I'll do is sometimes I'll send myself a text with the link or the info, or send myself an email. Another thing is a screenshot taken. So this is something that I do a lot when I see something and I'm busy, but I really want to make sure I don't forget it. I'll just snap a quick screenshot on my iPhone and go ahead and just secure it, because then later I'll go back through my photos and I'll see it and I'll at least have something to remind me again. And that's one means of securing it. Imagine if you could have your prospects in your business looking at the content that you're providing them as that helpful, that valuable, that genuinely useful. How much more likely do you think they'll be to then do business with you later on? So the other 3, and this is by no means an exhaustive list, this is just a few to get you thinking. And this is something we have no control over too. So it's not something we can control, it's just something we can try to guide and try to engineer, but it starts with just genuinely helping people, genuinely being of service and of value to people in our content, and making sure that what we're creating in terms of content is relevant to what they want, and making sure we're clear on who we're trying to speak to, who we're targeting. Those are the 2 things, the 2 pieces to the equation of giving value, because information on how to knit is not going to be at all useful to somebody who's interested in the NFL more than anything. It's going to be a complete disconnect, and because of that lack of congruency in the message or in the value, or the information rather, it's only of value, it's only valuable information if there's a connection between that information and who it's being put in front of. So that's the first step. But then once the connection is made properly, knitting advice in front of knitting enthusiasts, NFL stats and scores and news in front of NFL fanatics, then it's just about making sure that the NFL news is really true, making sure that it's really interesting, really good stuff, unique, or that the stats are accurate, or the stats are whatever, they're entertaining, or whatever's going on is entertaining. And so those are the 2 pieces to the equation of creating value for somebody. But like I said, we can't control this because these are things that people do on their own or don't do on their own. It's a response that is only really going to be known by the prospect, but they're not really going to be that conscious of it. It's just in that moment, they're just doing it. But we can try to engineer and guide them toward that response through those 2 pieces of the equation. And then you have a link saved to favorites. That's like, if you're on your iPhone and, you push that little button down at the bottom of the browser window and, add it to a favorite on your your home screen, your main browser that pulls up, or on your computer, wherever, however you save favorites to like the toolbar or like the favorites window or section or folder. That's one way that people will secure content or information because it's valuable. And then a browser tab left open. This is another one. And you can get the gist, you can get the idea of what this is. It's really just that securing of something valuable through these different means of trying to not forget, trying to send something, trying to remember, trying to hold on somehow. The same way that people would want to hold on to what fuel they have. They want to go buy a bunch of toilet paper and hold on to that toilet paper because it becomes a demand for it when it's either scarce or when it's all of a sudden more valuable, relevant to that sudden scarcity. People don't go just flock to the stores on a random day to buy $100 worth of toilet paper. But when it starts flying off the shelves and people hear about it and they say, hey, you might want to go get you some because it's probably about to be gone. At that point, then it's like all of a sudden there's this energy, this desire to all of a sudden just want to secure and get and have and not lose it. It becomes of value because it's like this is an essential thing that we need, and all of a sudden there's a discomfortable feeling arising because it's all of a sudden not as easy to come by as it normally is, and so I need to adjust or recalibrate for that. That's what it is. And so it's like in people's day-to-day life, they're just getting a bunch of noise, a bunch of content that's really just trying to sell them something, not really helping them out or whatever. So when your stuff pops up and it's actually sustenance, it's actually real, genuinely truthful help, and it's feeding them in regards to what it is that they're looking for and need, like real help in their business or whatever it is, or something genuinely good, it's like, oh, this is not normal. This is, instead of there being a lack of it, there's all of a sudden a presence and a risal of this presence of this information that has the same effect as a sudden lack of it. There's a sudden here-ness of it. There's like, oh, this is different. This is, wow, like this is not normal. Just like it's not normal for there to be a lack of toilet paper or fuel, but that's a scarcity lack and a self-preservation motion to secure in light of sudden lack arising. Whereas this is, the opposite direction, where instead of it, like, let's look at the toilet paper as being like there's like a picture like a flat line, right? Let's picture like a flat line going across, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's not as much toilet paper. Now we're down here. Oh, things are back to normal. Now we're back up here. Whereas the baseline right now is this is regular content stuff that I'm seeing, and then wow, this is better than that. I need to secure it because it's normally just this, but this arose and now it's this. So if you're just listening to the video and not watching, you won't see what I just did with the lines on this open note here, but I was trying to explain it the best I could from where it was at in my mind through what I had as far as the keys. And so it's just like, instead of it being like a valley like this where there's a lack all of a sudden, it's now like a regular baseline and then something better, something higher. That's why I chose this little peak, this little upward arrow. And before it goes back to baseline regular, they're like, I want to make sure that I don't lose this right here. This is better. This is good. And so this is the part that they want to take and put somewhere safe. I just cut it out and I pasted it over here because it's like they want to make sure that this right here is secured from among this noise and from this uselessness. So anyway, hope you found that helpful. Just wanted to share that concept because I think it's really powerful, and I think if you adjust how you think about your marketing and your content and what you create and put out there, you can really have this type of effect on people, and that overall will lead to a drastic change in the overall goodwill that you have in the marketplace, as well as just results. So thanks for checking this out, and thanks for visiting my blog, and I'll talk to y'all later.